Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California's sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey. What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars. On Hot 7025fm.com.
Hey, this is The Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. to listen to dope people, dope topics, and dope vibes. Hey, y'all, are y'all tired of hiring a cleaning service that just won't get the job done? Well, have I got good news for you. Midwest Superb Cleaning Services has been operating since February of 2020. Quashana and Josette Willie Walker are the founders and owners. Midwest is based out of Allenton, Wisconsin, but guess what, y'all? They travel anywhere and everywhere. They are traveling to residential and commercial accounts all over the country. They can be reached by email at Quashana@MidwestSuperbCleaningService.com or by phone at 262-846-8122. Y'all better call them. Hey y'all, this is The Flow on Hot 702.5 FM. Y'all, I got a new music alert. Young Steady and Purple Haze. Y'all can listen to them right here at Hot 702.5 FM. But not only that, you can find them on every streaming app. Listen, y'all don't even have to wait. I'm about to play them right now.
This liquor got me feeling myself. Yeah. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion. It's all on me, and it's all on you. You know we do. We gon' win times two. We get in the bed, you through. I got you wet like soup. Real deal, no fluke. You already know the scoop. No, I'm nothing like them other niggas. Nothing like them other niggas. Yes, you gon' win with me, baby. That's how we see. I'm off the Patron. It's time to go home. Wanna hear you screaming alone. Love Jones. I know you wanna ride on your team. Come roll with me. I'll show you how to get this green. Keep it chill, nothing between me and you. I got a deal on the lean, so let's take off the scene. Yeah, we can roll, we can get high. Got a spot, let's swing by. Roll it up, take a puff. We don't give a fuck, we run our money up. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a getting money, that's all we fucking know. We sink the bullshit, it'll never flow. We winning over here, you can see the score. Championship, me and my bitch all the way. Gone. Stopping us, no way. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion.
Ooh, sad, killed it.
I had to choose on these big moves. She chose on me. No duck goose. Meditation to the mind while I'm making moves. Tunnel vision to the grind. No, I will not lose. And I'ma put you on, stick to myself, and I'ma be in my zone. Baby, what do you want? She wanna ride my wave, and I'ma play it safe. Can we be on go? Can we hustle and flow? Gotta keep my mind clear, gotta stay away from stress. If we dress to impress, you can hop in my ride. Understand where we at, we gotta stay on track and hold each other's back. If you just hop on my wave, we'll be okay. You are the question and I am the answer. With you, my baby, my heart beats faster. I'm just here to change your life. You're as sharp as a knife. Smoking spinach with my olive oil. Yeah, I planted the seed in the soil. But what I plant to be raw. We gotta stay healthy. No, we can't get spoiled. We are the truth and there are no rules. You a ruby, baby, you're a jewel. And I know love is easy, yeah. I need you to believe me, yeah. I knew you was gonna be my girl. Let me take you away from this world. This world. Moves. From this world.
Keep your radio dial right here. Hot 702.5 in FM sound.
That sounds so good.
Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Live 24/7. Live on hot702.5fm.com.
You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip hop, R&B, and talk. Hey, how are you guys doing out there? It is Thursday, and y'all, it is hot outside. I'm just trying to say, I thought I was going to put on my little boots today, and yeah, because I just came from a whole nother city, and I didn't do that because, yeah, it's hot. But however, you are listening to Her Flow, and this is The Flow here on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. And you guys, thank you for tuning in. I got to look at you over here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. You guys, every week I have a special guest. And like I tell you, this is nothing different. I really have a great guy. Like, this guy is so amazing. It would take more than an hour to tell you about him. Like, it would just take like days. He's done so much in the community. And some of you may know him here in Nevada, and some of you may not. Some of you, but you will find out today. So I'm going to introduce him, and then we're going to come back. We're going to do a song after, because there's so much to say. There's so much to say. So I'm going to introduce Jace Flatt, and then he's going to tell some things about himself. But also, I want you to know he's an associate professor at the Department of in UNLV, the Department of Social and Behavioral Health, and he's done a lot here in the community that you guys would never even imagine if you saw this guy, because he's so fun looking, and he's always dressing so fun, and I'm just like, gosh, to look at him, you know he's a serious guy, but then you go, no way, he's not doing all of this stuff because he's so fun. So I'm going to turn the camera over to Jace, and I'm going to, hey, Jace.
Hey.
I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Sure. So thank you so much for having me on tonight, and I'm really excited to talk with you about some of the work we're doing. So yeah, I'm an associate professor. I'm at the UNLV School of Public Health. I'm in social and behavioral health, is the department. And a lot of my work is really thinking about communities that often aren't brought to the table when we think about research. And so specifically, I look at people that are living with Alzheimer's disease and related dementias, Parkinson's disease, or those who are caring for them. And I specifically focus on the LGBTQIA plus community and think about, right, how can we make sure that everybody is included in research, that they have opportunities for resources, new drugs, new trials, new treatments that will help to make their lives a lot better, so that hopefully we can find a cure for Alzheimer's disease, but also we can just make sure that everybody has the best quality of life that they possibly can have.
That is amazing. You just said a whole mouthful, right?
Yeah.
You know what? And I want to know, Jace, how did you get into, like, did something happen where you said, I'm going to start doing research, or did something happen where, you know, what happened that made you go into research?
Yeah. So I didn't initially think I ever wanted to be a professor or even really that interested in research. What my passion was helping people. I just wanted to help people. And I, in high school, I'm from Florida originally. And in high school, I come from a family background. My parents didn't even graduate from high school.
Okay.
And so college wasn't really something that they promoted a lot.
Yeah.
But when I'm almost 45 now. So when I was graduating, a lot of people, it was like, after high school, you go to college if you could afford it or figure out what you want to do. And so I was really fortunate. I got a summer job. And in Florida, it's a huge retirement area. And so I was working at an assisted living facility on the weekends, and basically doing the social activities with the older people that were living there.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. I loved connecting them with others, bringing some joy to their lives. And it just was something I was really passionate about. So always something I thought about. And I decided after I did college, I couldn't find a job.
Like most.
Yeah, right. I was like, all right, I have a bachelor's degree, but I was working at a craft store and I was working at another assisted living facility as a server, making minimum wage. And fortunately, I applied to grad school, not really knowing what I knew, like I wanted to do something in health. And so I applied to grad schools that were focused in public health. And so I did that degree, not really knowing exactly what I wanted to do or anything. I just knew, like, I got to get a job. I got to make a decent living. So I ended up moving to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania after I graduated with my master's degree. That was in public health, and I went to the University of South Carolina in Columbia, South Carolina. And the reason I went there is because they offered me in-state tuition and a job that would
be
help.
a great reason to go.
Yeah, right. That was the main reason. I shared, I didn't have a lot of resources to help. People were like, "Why'd you go there?" And I'm like, "Because they offered me some affordable education. That's why I went." So I moved to Pittsburgh. I worked for a while. It's actually where I met my husband. And I was doing some soul searching. I actually, in 2008, when we had an economic recession, I lost my job. And
I remember that too.
You remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People were losing houses, homes, jobs. It was bad.
And they laid me off just to make sure their finances were strong. It wasn't because they didn't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
It was because we're like, well, we might experience some financial difficulties, so we're going to downsize our staff.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate. I applied to grad school again before even I got laid off, and I got into a PhD program.
Wow.
And not something I thought, like, I sort of knew after my master's that I wanted to do it. But what brought me to the Alzheimer's space was that my grandmother, I was talking to her. Obviously, I wasn't living in the same place. She was still in Florida. But I would call her, and I just saw how she had Alzheimer's disease. And this was even before she got diagnosed. I just started to see her decline. She wouldn't remember that I called her. She'd always be like, "You never call me. You never call you." And I'm like, "Grandma, I called you last week." And I just realized, and she was becoming really isolated. And so I decided in my PhD, I wanted to study what about people's lives could help them either cope with Alzheimer's if they get it, or to help the families that are trying to support people. So in my research, I wanted to study basically how are people good for your brains. And that's what brought me to this work. So,
and you know what? I've been knowing you for 8 years? 9 years? It's been a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
And you've always been in the community doing something positive and helping the community. And as I dived into your history of all this stuff, I'm like, since I've been knowing Jason, Jace, he's been doing so much. I mean, you've been doing so much, and you've built a resume. I had to go back in and look again, Jace. I really had to go back in and go, wow, he's done more since he and I think the last time you and we were at Red Rock.
Yeah, we were at Red Rock with a good friend, Judy.
Yeah, that was the last time I saw you. And since then, you've done so much more. Also, I want to talk about this. I'm going to put my glasses on because it's easier for me to see. So you just won an award, and we're going to talk about that. And because I was so proud of the award that you won because it was a service award. Okay. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to come back, and I kind of want you to tell me about that award. And then we're going to go into Alzheimer's and some of the symptoms because I worked in healthcare. I was a respiratory therapist for years.
Amazing.
And so I saw a lot of different type of patients, right?
Yeah. And the lungs are connected to the brain. They're what supplies, oxygen to the blood. So you saw it. Yeah.
And I want to talk about the ages that you may start seeing some of these symptoms and things like that. And we're going to talk about Parkinson's and stuff because you work with Parkinson's.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to come back. Thank you for tuning in to Hot 702.5. Jace, thank you for coming too, by the way. You're tuning into The Flow, and I'm her Flow here on Hot 702.5. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Side hustling wasn't a crime when fathers were in the home for dinner time. Where did the time go? No one knows. What if we were back into the days where all we do was VCRs, iPhones, and no phone? What if we were back into the days where all I know is mama said me that street light home? Oh, wait, I get it. It was all this technology, well, I said it. It's making everyone lazy and nosy, I get it. But what happened is we TikTok famous, now aren't you with it? Nah, I just wanna go to the times back in when my friends to the park was a vibe. Those sticks and stones may break my bones, don't try. So if you know the why, got your heart look towards the sky. For those who endure to the end will be just fine. Outside after school was the average. When all we had to jam was the radio. Side hustling wasn't a crime when fathers were in the home for dinner time. When the time, but no one knows. What if we were back into the days where all we do was VCRs, iPhones, and no phone? What if we were back into the days where all I know is mama said me that street light home? What if we were back into the days where all we knew was VCRs, iPhones, and no phone? What if we were back into the days where all we knew was mama said me that street light home? What if we were? Said what if we were? You remember?
Hey, this is The Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. to listen to dope people, dope topics, and dope vibes.
Zika. Nigga, where you been? It's 10:15 on my pace is running thin. I cannot defend. I'm my ADHD, might get fired up. Gon' break me up the news that you died. How can you deny you're a problem? Not the side, but the maybes that you hide. Cause nigga, it's been 6 weeks, 5 days, 4 hours since you called my name. I left 3 texts, 2 calls, no answer saying you're okay. When it's been 6 weeks, 5 days, 4 hours since you called my name. 3, 2, 1, it's no fun. Nigga, I'm done. Run around with your friends claiming you're innocent. Yeah, I know, I got you. When you had a female in every state, and that's evident. Yeah, I know I got you. A family affair, but failed to mention all the affairs hidden in your mentions. Yeah. No, it's to your pride, no, I'm deuce on your side. Yeah, the greater your mind on me, on mine. Fed up by your promises, don't care about your honesty. Played on my intelligence. How dare you when it's been 6 weeks, 5 days, 4 hours since you called my name. I left 3 texts, 2 calls, no answer saying you're okay. When it's been 6 weeks, 5 days, 4 hours since you called my name. 3, 2, 1, it's no fun. Nigga, I'm done.
You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk. Hey, this is The Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. to listen to dope people, dope topics, and dope vibes. Hey, you guys, I am back, and you are tuned into The Flow, and I'm her Flow here on Hot 702.5. You guys are listening to the hottest radio show host in the nation. I'm just letting you know that now. So if you're tuning into something else, don't. Come back here, okay? Come back here. Before you guys left, I had a segment where I was talking to this marvelous guy. His name is Jace Flatt, and he is an associate professor at UNLV in the Department of Social and Behavioral Health. And he's done so much. So if you missed the first segment, you really do need to go back and look on YouTube, and you need to watch it, because we're going to be talking about some Alzheimer things. We're going to be talking about Parkinson's, and you may or may not know some people with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, okay? You may not know. But this guy does that. He does research, okay? So we really need him in our community. So, hey, we're going to get back to Jace. And first of all, I want to tell you one thing before we get there. I want to thank his marvelous husband for allowing him to give me this time, because he's sharing with me. So thank you, Jason. One is named Jason, the other one's named Jason. So I just wanted you guys to know that. So we're going to get back into some important stuff. So Jace, talk to me about Alzheimer's. And I want to know because it's really a topic where people really don't understand the disease, right? And they don't understand the decline that people have and some of the symptoms that people have. And the age range, of course, because people think that it just happens when people are like 70, 80, 90 years old, right? So kind of talk about, tell me what it is. Tell me, give me some information.
Sure. So Alzheimer's, it's a type of dementia. So you probably have heard of dementia, right? There are different types of dementia. So there's like Alzheimer's, there's frontotemporal dementia, there's Lewy body dementia, which is actually has some of the same sort of disease aspects as Parkinson's disease. There's also vascular dementia, has to do more with like your cardiovascular system. But Alzheimer's is the most common type of dementia.
Okay.
And most of us know it because we see things like memory loss, right? Where people are they're not remembering someone's name that they used to know, or they have trouble finding a word when they're having a conversation. Or another symptom that's often common is maybe they might get lost. Usually they know how to drive around Las Vegas, but all of a sudden when they leave their home, they're getting lost.
Right.
And they never needed to use GPS or any kind of pieces. They've lived here all their life and they know the streets really well, but now they don't. So those are often some of the things. Some people think like, oh, is losing my keys a sign of Alzheimer's disease? Not necessarily, right? We all, like, if you're distracted and you're misplacing something, that's one thing. But if you start noticing, like, I'm already on my third order of keys for my car, that might be a concern, right? That you might want to talk to, like, a healthcare provider about. So that's typically some of the symptoms, but it is a progressive disease. So some of the signature markers of they see in your brain are that these amyloid plaques. So they are basically, if we think about it, is like sort of this, many people have heard of like sort of plaques that develop in your arteries, right? If you're not eating a healthy diet over time, that can build up. This is different. It's these plaques that are building up in your brain called amyloid, and they end up sort of harming the cells in your brain.
Right.
And they spread over time. And we're still studying it. So that's one of the signature pieces of it. And the other one they call them these neurofibrillary tangles. It's been tied to some of these new blood tests where they measure this marker called tau. So they either measure amyloid beta or they measure tau. And these are some of the signature markers that they can test now in blood tests. But they can also image your brain and be able to determine it. And it's progressive. So you might have a little bit of it, but with time, you get more of it.
Yeah.
And they're trying to understand it. There are some new drugs on the market that can help to get rid of some of the amyloid, but many of them have side effects.
Right. And I want to ask you a question, because Alzheimer's, what's the earliest have you seen that Alzheimer's can start?
Yeah. So there's early onset, and that can happen to people. Often this is people who have a pretty long family history of this, and that one's tied to more like genetic aspects. but people can get it in their 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, we don't see it happening until maybe 65 or older.
Right.
But what's unique is that not everybody ages on sort of the same timeline,
Mm-hmm.
given sort of how society, how resources are shared,
Mm-hmm.
how there's discrimination,
Mm-hmm.
how we cope with the hardships in our life, whether that's eating foods that make us happy, but we know maybe aren't good for our
Mm-hmm.
health,
Mm-hmm.
or, substance use, all of those things that people, smoking, cigarettes, right? Any of those things over time, they kind of accumulate and affect the health of your body.
Exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
we can see what we call accelerated aging, where
Mm-hmm.
someone's maybe in their mid 50s, but they actually look like a 70-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I've
so
seen that.
they might
Mhm.
develop dementia or Alzheimer's, right?
Mhm.
More even earlier.
Yeah.
Um,
And would you say that, so you mentioned things like diet and you mentioned things like drug use and so do
it's also
those-
physical activity, all the things we know that like they tell you in health class when you're a kid,
Mhm.
right? Of all these important things. Eat fruits and vegetables, don't
Mhm.
have too much sugar, don't eat a lot of certain fatty foods, make sure you exercise, make sure you get a lot of sleep. If you have a health problem, try to go as early as you can to navigate it before
Right.
it becomes a crisis. But some people don't. That's really hard. Healthcare is not really great in our region.
And it's super expensive.
Yeah,
now,
right. And
know
if
what
you
I
don't have
mean?
health insurance,
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes the only thing you can do is urgent care or go to the ER.
Yeah, yeah.
So
where you get a 10,000, 15,000.
yeah, so it's a really hard
Yeah.
piece where we tell people do all these things, and it'd be like, yeah, buying fruits and vegetables is more expensive, right? And it doesn't last as long. And
Yeah.
also, if you don't know how to prepare it, right, then you're not going to want to make it. So it's a really hard piece, but people think like, oh, it's not a big deal now, but if you keep doing it over time, it accumulates, right? If you get high blood pressure and it's not well managed, you could maybe get a stroke, but you could also later in life get vascular dementia.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so those are
Oh,
pieces to
that's-
think about.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was a lot of information. And I want to say this too, because food is not as healthy as we think it is a lot of times. And one of the reasons I know that because I downloaded it's called the Yuka app or the Yuka app. It's spelled YUKA.
Okay.
And when you go to the grocery store, you can scan.
Nice.
You
Yeah, I don't
scan
even
the
know about it, right?
ingredients.
I need to download
It's something new.
that.
I don't know how to pronounce. I think it's Yuka, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
so
it's
you
yucca.
go to
It
the
sounds like
store,
yucca, so it tells you
sounds
like
the
this
yucky
is yuck.
stuff, right?
Yeah, don't buy this.
Don't buy it. But I actually, my daughter told me about it,
Uh-huh.
and I was doing it more often. It was tedious,
Mm-hmm.
but I was doing it more often. I think I'm going to get back to that because I stopped for a while because sometimes you're in the grocery store, I just don't feel like doing it. But it's super important that you know what's in your food because
Yeah.
a lot of this food has so much in it that you think you're eating healthy and you're really not eating healthy.
yeah.
And when I started using that app, Jace, I wanted to stop going to the grocery store
I
and just
know.
start growing
It's
my
really
own.
hard. It's really hard.
It was really hard. And some of the chemicals that was in it that said that it caused cancer and it caused cardiovascular illnesses and all this stuff. You have to kind of wonder if the food is contributing to, of course, we know our health, but the deterioration of our health.
Yeah. I definitely think, the hardest part with doing research is, as I shared, a lot of this happens over time. So it's not like we can do a study and be like, if you eat this food, the next day you're going to get dementia.
Yeah,
Right? It doesn't
yeah,
work like
yeah,
that. We have
yeah.
to follow people for a long period of time.
Exactly.
So it's hard for us to make conclusions about it. I will say there has been some research that looks at like the Mediterranean diet. So that's a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables,
yeah.
eating fish and like lean proteins, not a lot of like processed foods or carbohydrates. And they do show, right, with people that eat more of a Mediterranean diet, that can be help protect them from getting dementia.
Yeah. And do you have a focus group that you do with patients that have dementia and Parkinson's? How does that work?
Yeah. So how it works is we do sometimes we do one-on-one interviews with people, or we'll do these focus group, or basically they're group interviews. And so we'll talk to them about, like, what are your concerns? What are the challenges you're facing? What's working really well? What would you like either healthcare providers to know, or what things would help your family or caregivers to help you navigate the challenges?
Right. And what would you recommend, Jace, for a person whose family member has the onset of Alzheimer's, right? What would you recommend they do as far as their care and what they can do to help and assist?
I think a lot of what people do when they get this is they take it as like a death sentence, right? Many people live a very long time and also can have a really good life. There's a lot of stigma around it. This thought that, like, just because a person can't remember well what they did today or what they're going to do, that they wouldn't benefit from doing still. And so they kind of withdraw from life. And that's the worst thing to do for everybody.
Yeah.
So I would say reach out to organizations, to your community. So here in Las Vegas, we have a local Alzheimer's Association chapter.
Okay.
They know about all the resources and services in our region. So reach out to them. We have the Lou Ruvo Cleveland Clinic. They actually offer some really unique studies for people. They might be testing a new drug to see how it works.
Right.
So you might be able to get, now it's not always a guarantee. The way research works is we also have to compare. We do it randomly, like a flip of a coin. So some people get the treatment and other people don't, so that we can compare how does it work. But there's many studies that now, even if you don't get the treatment right away, they may help with you getting the treatment later, especially if they find out it works. So there's Lou Ruvo. I would say also, though, lean into your community. Like, if you're a part of a church, right? Churches are a great support, one, for helping you navigate, but also it's so important to stay social and connected with other people. So doing that.
Just don't go it alone.
Yeah, don't do it alone. Don't do it alone.
Yeah.
Reach out. I mean, reach out to even people like me and ask, like, hey, I have an example. I had a study that was looking at veterans. And it got some press because the federal government decided not to fund it with their new focus. And they reached out to me and said, hey, I'm having a hard time getting a diagnosis of dementia. I have some family members that have had Alzheimer's, my dad and one of my brothers. Could you help me? And so I connected him to one of the studies I knew that was out there to help him, find out more.
That's awesome.
So those are the kind of things you should do.
Yeah. And you know what? I want to, we're going to come back because I want to talk about more of the amazing things that you're doing in the community with Parkinson's as well.
Yeah.
And also with the LGBTQIA community. So we're going to come back. We're going to play a couple of songs and we'll be back. You don't mind, do you?
No.
All right. You're listening to The Flow and I am her Flow here on Hot 102.5 FM, Risky Radio. Come back with me. Yeah, we'll talk some more.
You say, I guess it's Monday, and I was up late, 'cause I can't sleep with these thoughts in my head. You say you love me, and you hate me, and you will never change me. I mean, that's just what you said. Try to get drunk and run around the room with you. On these other nights, I don't want nothing to do with you. I think I need a new perspective. I'm a flash on you, take a new picture, post that on the gram and let them know. From the weekday to the weekend, it ain't much time that we spend. You always tweaking for no reason. Baby, tell me who the fuck you believe in. Fuck, I guess it's Monday, and it feels so Monday. And I think these drugs are making me feel insane. It's really hard to explain. Fuck, I guess it's Monday, and it feels so Monday. destroying all the vibes, manipulating the proof. Drop the top off the roof, skirt. Trying to hold you down like moose. Baby, can't let my lines get loose. Baby, can you stand the truth? From the weekdays to the weekends, it ain't much time that we spend. You always tweaking for no reason, baby. I give you something to believe in. Fuck, I guess it's Monday, and it feels so mundane. And I think these drugs are making me feel insane. It's really hard to explain. Fuck, I guess it's Monday, and it feels so mundane. And I think these drugs are making me feel insane. It's really hard to explain. Oh yeah, baby, you know. Baby, I don't want you to go. Baby, what you got there for? Tell me what the fuck I'm fighting for, baby. What I'm fighting for? I just let you go. I just let you go. And from the weekday to the weekend, it ain't much time that we spend. You always tweaking for no reason. I'ma give you something to believe in.
Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes. Waking up, thanking God. Every day is feeling just like Sunday. Wifey fly, by my side. Green light, everything is going my way. Riding clean, living dreams. Just left the barber and I'm feeling like Midas. Heard him say, give him praise. What's in the water got you acting like this? Ain't a day go by that I don't try to thank the Lord up above. And if you wonder why I'm loving life, come close and I tell you what's up. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes. Playing cards, laughing hard, barbecuing, waking up the whole block. Music loud, turning out. Little kids are breaking out the bus stop. Life is good, really good. And every moment, no, I can't forget. I gotta say, I won't change. You're the reason that I am like this. Ain't a day go by that I don't try to thank the Lord up above. And if you wonder why I'm loving life, come close and I tell you what's up. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed, yes, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. If you got a roof over your head, bringing home the bread, got your family fed, oh, 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 you're blessed. Sunshine, I'm so free, living out my dreams. God's been good to me. Oh, 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 I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile on my face, I'm like, oh,
Hey, what's up? What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Fairy tales don't grow up on the west side. We don't dream the dreams you see on screens. I always imagine that it's all fine, as long as I got you to make believe. Cause you give me purpose, you make it all worth it. Love got me feeling like I'm waking up, like a wish on a candle, a crown in a castle, like Cinderella, Ella, Ella. Cause we gon' make it happen every time. You gon' find them slippers in my size. Twinkle star my carriage when we ride. Keep me icy diamonds, snowy white, snowy white, yeah. And nothing was sleeping on me. I didn't see what you see. You was the one applying the pressure. You was the one in my dreams. You were the one with the key. You found a way to make it all better. Fairy tales don't grow up on the west side. We don't dream the dreams you see on screens. I always imagine that it's all fine, as long as I got you to make believe. Cause you give me purpose, you make it all worth it. Love got me feeling like I'm waking up, like a wish on a candle, a crown in a castle, like Cinderella, Ella, Ella. Cause we gon' make it happen every time.
You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip hop, R&B, and talk. Hi, thank you for tuning back in. You are listening to The Flow, and I am Her Flow here on Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Thank you guys for tuning back in. Usually I'm here every Thursday at 5 p.m. PST time. So if you guys have missed a few months, you need to catch up. Go to YouTube, catch up. Go to Twitch, catch up. I'm just telling you guys, okay? All right, so before we left, we were talking to Jace Flatt, and you guys, he is an associate professor over at UNLV in the Department of Social and Behavioral Health, okay? He's done a lot. We were talking about Alzheimer's. I'm not going to go over everything again. You guys are you got to go back and listen because there's some really important facts. But one of the facts that I want to talk about, and I'm going to turn the camera over here, we were talking about Alzheimer's. So I do want to mention the LGBTQIA community, which I am a part of, and I definitely want to mention the African American and the Latin community, okay? And I want to talk about the statistics of Alzheimer's in those communities and kind of why, because I know you can't give a definite, but why do you think there's such a high number of Alzheimer's cases?
Yeah. So we see in the African American community, like rates of Alzheimer's are more than double compared to their white counterparts.
Okay.
Right. And we also see higher rates in the Latino community as well. In terms of the LGBTQIA plus community, we don't have as much detail because most of the studies and the national work, even still today, do not ask about sexual orientation and gender identity. So we don't know about it necessarily. We need to ask these in population level surveys.
Especially the trans community.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah.
So there has been some research with the trans community, but it was using Medicare data. So it was using, I think it was like 2008, or maybe like 2020, something like that, maybe 17, somewhere in that ballpark, but multiple years. And they looked at transgender people who were age 65 and older and looked at their healthcare records and and looked for, one, they used the medical record to identify if they were getting gender affirming care. So that's how they identified that they were transgender. And not a great measure because not all transgender people seek out care that way. But they also looked at a diagnosis of dementia, and it's pretty concerning to me. So for transgender people, they found around like 1 in 5, actually more than that.
That is
over
wild
20%.
to me. That
so
is
these
wild.
Are age 65 and older.
Yeah.
Right?
And I want to tell you something too, Jace, because I do want to mention a couple things because we got to get off. But can I ask you to come back with me?
Sure.
It's going to have to be soon. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But I want you to come back. And then also, I want to talk about some of the awards that you've got. I just do not want to get off without talking about that.
Yeah.
So you just won for Advancing Public Health, the 2025 Public Health Leadership Award with Nevada Public Health Association. So I just want to give you recognition and tell you thank you for all your service. And not only that, you've worked with the trans community and you've worked with Las Vegas Pride and the Nevada Alliance for Students and Diversity and the Nevada Minority Health and so much more. Yeah. So I just want to let people know he knows what he's talking about. Okay, Jace. This show ended too quick for me, right? And when you come back, I kind of want to get into Parkinson's and talk about that. But I really think this was an important topic to talk about. And I know you're tired. I've been doing a lot. I'm tired too. Yeah. But it's so important that we talked about this today. And I just want to say thank you. Yeah, and thank you, Jason, for allowing my friend to come on. I haven't seen him in a long time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
you guys, you have just listened to Jace Flatt, and this is The Flow here on Hot 702.5. And I am Her Flow. I'm going to take my glasses off. Tune in next week, every Thursday, 5 p.m. PST time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please come back and visit me. Thank you.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot702.5fm.com.